Good morning, students. Today we will start a new chapter. This chapter named is Aldehyde and Ketone. This is lecture number 1, presented by me, Vanit Ghatak, your chemistry teacher. So let's begin. So at first we should know what is carbonyl group. Okay, so C double bond O, that is C double bond O, this group C double bond O, this group is called as carbonyl group, or this functional group is also can be called as keto group. What can be called? This is can be called as keto group. Okay, keto functional group. Okay, so C double bond O, this functional group can be called as keto group as well as carbonyl group. Okay, so if this C double bond O, that is a keto group, is being attached to two R group, that is two carbon groups, so two alkyl groups. R groups means alkyl groups. R means alkyl. Okay. If this C is being attached to two R groups or two carbons, okay, this C of the keto group is being attached to two R groups, then it is called as ketone. Okay. If one carbon in one R group is replaced by hydrogen, that is if the carbon of a keto group is being attached to one hydrogen and one carbon, at least one hydrogen, if the carbon of a keto group is being attached to at least one hydrogen, then it is called as aldehyde. Okay, so to summarize, we can say what if the carbon of a carbonyl group is being attached to two carbons, then it is called ketone. If the carbon of the keto group is being attached to at least one hydrogen, then it is called as aldehyde. Okay, if carbon of the keto group is being attached to two carbons, then it is called as ketone, and if the carbon of the keto group is being attached to at least one hydrogen, then it is called aldehyde. Okay, so in that cause we can easily say the CHO is the aldehyde group. CHO is called the aldehyde functional group, and CO is called the keto group. This is called the keto group. Okay. So let's move to the next topic, that is the summary of aldehyde, nomenclature of aldehyde. Okay. So how can we name the aldehydes? Okay. We know if CHO is present, then it is an aldehyde. Okay. So to do the IUPAC nomenclature, IUPAC or UPAC nomenclature or IUPAC nomenclature of aldehyde, we first do what? We should remove E from the alkane part, from the alkane chain, and then it is replaced by L. Okay, so to do the IUPAC nomenclature, what we should do? We should remove E from the alkane part and then replace the E with L. Okay, so let's see what happens here. First of all, here we can see the number of carbon. So how many number of carbon is there in this one compound? Okay, in this compound the number of carbon is 1. So here the alkane part will be methane, methane. Okay, so as it is having two hydrogens to the carbonyl group, that is why it is a aldehyde. Okay, so we have already been said that the carbonyl carbon, if the carbonyl carbon have two carbons attached to it, it will be ketone. But if the carbonyl carbon is being attached with at least one hydrogen, then it is called aldehyde. Here two hydrogens have been attached, so it is aldehyde. Okay, so here it is the number of carbon is 1, so it is methane. So it is, as this is aldehyde, so it will be minus E. So E will be replaced. As the E will be replaced, so what will it form? It will form only methane. Okay, without E, plus L, that is methanol. It will form methane jog L, methanol. Okay, so IUPAC name of this compound will be methanol. Okay. Similarly, here in this compound the number of carbon is 2, so it will be ethane. Okay, so this E will be removed. So this E will be removed and we will get ethan plus L, that is ethanol. Ethanol. Okay, so like this we can easily do the IUPAC name nomenclature of these compounds. Okay, and similarly let's give another example. Here the number of carbon is 1 2 3 4 5. So here 5 number of carbon is 5, so it is pentane. So 1 E will be, this E will be cut off, plus L, so pentanol. Okay, so the IUPAC name of this compound will be pentanol. Okay, so apart from the IUPAC nomenclature, you have to remember the common name for this is the CH3CHO is called the acetaldehyde, and HCHO, this is called the formaldehyde as well. This HCHO, this we can call as HCHO, and this is called as CH3CHO. This is also being called as acetaldehyde, and this is being called as formaldehyde as well. HCHO is called the formaldehyde, and CH3CHO, that is called as acetaldehyde as well. Okay, so these are the common names. Okay, so let's move to the next topic, that is the nomenclature for ketones. Similarly, when the carbonyl group, when the carbonyl carbon is being attached to two R groups or two carbon groups, then it is called as the ketones. Then to do the nomenclature, IUPAC nomenclature of the ketones, what do we have to do? We have to at first, similarly, we have to at first remove the E from the alkyl part, then it is replaced with one. Okay. From the ketone we get the one, from the aldehyde we get the L. That is why we will adding L from the aldehyde, from the here the aldehyde, what is means aldehyde, so we will attach L. Okay, but for ketone what is going to add? We add this one part, ONE. We add this one part. The first step is same. We have to omit the E from the alkene part of the compound, then we have to add one. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, here, so we have already started with this cyclo part. Just I am giving another example. Suppose here CH3 CO CH3. Okay, so here the number of carbon is 3. Okay, so carbon number is 3, and this is the carbonyl carbon, keto group carbon, and this carbonyl carbon having two carbons or two alkyl groups in the both of the sides, so it is ketone. Okay, so it is ketone, it will be added plus 1. Okay, as the number of carbon is 3, so it will be propane. What will be the name? The name will be propane, and this E will be cut off, and there will be addition of 1. So what will be the name? Propanone. PROPANONE. So name of this compound will be propanone. Okay, so it is the IUPAC name. It is the IUPAC name. Okay, so by this way we can easily name a ketone. And what will be the common name of this compound? Is CH3COCH3. The common name of this compound will be acetone. The common name of this compound will be acetone. Okay, so the common name of this compound will be acetone, and the IUPAC name will be propanone, because the number of carbon is 3. Propane, so now name of the alkene group will be propane, and there will be E will be omitted and E will be replaced by one. So propan jok one, so propanone. Okay, so let's go to the more critical compounds. Naming of the more critical compounds, that is cyclo compounds. Here we can see there are 1 2 3 4 and 5. So there are 5 carbons. So as the number of carbon is 5, and this compound is being a carbonyl group, and the carbonyl group is attached to both the carbons. So position number 2 and position number 5 both are carbons. So this is ketone. Okay, as the carbon name is number of carbon is 5, so it will be pentane, and as this E will be cut off, and it will be addition of one, so pentanone. Okay, but here there will be a cyclic structure. This is a cyclic structure, so it will be called as cyclopentanone. Okay, so that is why its name is being cyclopentanone. Similarly, in this compound in this compound what happens here, this is a how many numbers of carbon, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. There are carbon number of 6, and this carbonyl group is being attached to both of the carbons, so it is called, it will be a ketone. Okay, so the the number of carbon is 6, and it will be, the alkane part will be named as hexane, and this E will be cut off and it will be added on, so hexanone. But here this is a cyclic structure, and in the fourth position we have a OH group in it. In the fourth position we will have a OH group in it. In the fourth position we will have a OH group. So that is why, as the fourth position is being occupied by OH group, so we should tell it as, we should write the name as 4-hydroxy, because OH group is being named as hydroxy cyclohexanone. Okay, so 4-hydroxy cyclohexanone, because this is the cyclic structure, and in the fourth position we have a OH substitution. Okay, so like this we can easily do the nomenclature of aldehyde and ketone. Okay, so I hope you have understood this part very well. If you get any doubt, you can ask me anytime, and you can ask your doubts in the comment section below. Okay, so thank you very much.